mia vita ai momenti più felici, ad inseguire un sogno, il mio sogno. Quante volte mi hai deluso, non importa, io ci credo e vivo il mio sogno. Bari, grande amore, Bari, unica e sola, Bari nel nostro cuore, non ti lasceremo da sola, facci sognare ancora, facci gridare ancora, Bari nel nostro cuore, non ti lasceremo da sola mai. Quanti
All right, welcome everyone to a brand new edition of the Staten Island Soccer Report. If you saw that soccer ball come through your living room, you're in trouble. All right, here we are, show number 100. I got to tell you, I never really imagined doing 100 shows. When I first started this thing, I really just, one show at a time, and here we are. We're at 100 so far. Along with me tonight, we got Vincenzo, Vito, a couple of great guys. Really, two of the best guys that you want to talk soccer with. We're going to do a couple of things tonight. Obviously, the World Cup. We're going to wrap that up. Second, or 1A, however you want to put it, the news coming out of Bari, and I know we really don't want to talk too much about it because we don't know the specifics, but there's some stuff coming out of it that the team may be finished, might not have a team anymore. We really don't know, but I know it's not good, and I feel the pain from everyone in Bari, going through Facebook, and I've seen, I've spoke to a couple of people, and they're, just not happy, very upset that they may lose their team or lost their team. We don't know right now.
Yeah.
But we do have a rolling that we're going to play. I think it's a couple minutes. We'll play it for a couple minutes. One of the guys, one of the big supporters there in Bari sent me a video, and
well,
we're going
you
to play
feel it,
now.
John, because you have roots from Bari, Biteto. My roots are from Molodi Bari. So
Yeah.
the major.
Vincenzo's from.
All the Pugliese also.
Yeah.
So,
From Foggia.
yeah,
But Foggia
right.
with
But
Bari.
with Bari, it's like
Listen,
you have nobody else really.
It's the way of life over there. So I'm
Exactly.
sure it hurts them a lot more, but I feel it. We feel it here. All right. So let's just hear from Marco. I want to thank Marco for sending the video. We're going to go to the television monitor and listen to Marco for a couple minutes.
Greetings from Dublin, first of all. So today, 16th of July 2018, I'm recording this video for you to explain what happened to our beloved Bari. A video that I never thought I would ever record in my life, but unfortunately, here we are. So, long story short, in the last year, our president, Cosmo Giancastro, was claiming some difficulties to face all the stuff that he needs to do to assure a future to Bari, and he said that he was short of money and full of debts. So he started asking for some help. Unfortunately, not in the right time frame, because by the end of today, 7:00 p.m. Italian time, he needed to assure the money to guarantee the participation for Serie B, which he didn't do. He didn't do because he had a partial agreement with two businessmen, but at the end they withdrawn the agreement because the debts, they were way more than the president was claiming. So unfortunately we are here. That's not easy for me. I just stopped crying about 30 minutes ago. I just started straight after I finished work, and I just finished now, and I think I'm about to do that again, because this is going to disappear, and I thought I would never do this. Never.
All right, well,
Johnny, scare everybody.
as you can see, I mean, the Facebook side of things, I mean, they can't see it, but they'll be able to see it, I guess, when I load it on YouTube and stuff. But you're seeing it right there in that video, the emotion, you know, very emotional. And that's just one person now. The city of Body is going through that.
Yeah.
And
Any comments on Facebook?
yeah. So again,
Congratulations, the 100 show.
yeah,
Great job,
I seen
Uncle
that already.
Tony.
So
John, when
look,
you mentioned 100 show, I thought we were talking about my age. Huh?
well, that's pretty close to it, no? Yeah. So again, let's just wrap up again. Bittersweet 100. You know, hopefully Body can straighten out their problems. You know, and
Yeah, you wanted to do the show with great news from Body, which a couple of days ago
Yep.
you sent me the breaking news that
Yep.
they were saved with the Leeds United president.
Yep.
And then all of a sudden now he pulls out at the last moment. That's kind of
so
crazy.
listen, but we don't know details.
Yeah.
That's the problem here. We don't get the information that they're getting in Body. So let's just hope things work out for the best. Feel sorry for all the fans out there that
Well,
have to go through
Yeah,
this.
hopefully they could pull it together
No.
before the season starts. Maybe
Right.
there's a way that they can compromise with the
Let's
leg.
see. Let's see. And you're
the
getting
City of
these
Being.
last, I think the message you're getting, I think they're a little delayed. I
Well,
think.
that one could have been on
You know, so-
Wikipedia. Had them
Yeah.
as the guy born in Milan, the Leeds United
I think
president.
that's old. So
They
again,
had him. And then there's another 4 hours ago. There was another name coming out there.
yeah. So
another person.
we'll have to just wait and see.
Yeah.
We still have to wait and see, Vincenzo. All right.
Yeah, John, like,
Hope for the best for them, and we stay strong for Body, of
I've
course.
never seen Body in lower division than Serie B. Hopefully they could
Yeah.
keep it at Serie B, the
at
lower.
one time they were in
Yeah, but that was
before.
before our time.
Right, before our time. Again, thank you to Marco for that video.
Bravo, Marco.
Definitely, thank you for that. We feel your pain, and hopefully things get better. Thank you to everybody at CTV for all the years, you know, doing these shows and stuff like that. Guy, that's doing the show tonight. Kenny.
Yeah, great job again.
Kenny, Brian LaPure has been here plenty of times. Frank Tricomi, not here today, but I guess he's here in spirit. The guy that I started the show with, okay, Frank Tricomi, many moons ago, all right?
Yeah.
You know, Brian Dawes been here, a bunch of guys, everyone that's been part of this show, guests, thank you for coming on and talking about soccer. Again, my objective was just to speak about this game because it doesn't happen. There's no show on television or anywhere else that you could speak about soccer for an hour
Oh yeah, that's for sure.
consistently.
Yeah.
I mean, there was a show on one of the networks, right, after like 10:30 at night or 10 o'clock at night for a half hour, and that's it. They're done because the World Cup is done.
Yeah,
no,
World Cup's
soccer
tonight.
is just
Yeah.
beginning.
Yeah, exactly.
There's soccer year round. So,
true.
again, we're here to just talk about this game, have guys come on, teams come on whenever we can, and we go from there.
I just want to mention with Uncle Tony, with
Yep.
great job, guys. Wishing you many more. But what I want to mention, he was very good with the prediction. Uncle Tony had Croatia.
Yeah,
win-
but hold on with the
World-
World Cup. Now, we put together for the 100 show a little clip. We're going to show
Hey,
that
John.
clip, and then we're going to get it right into the World Cup. We have plenty of time to talk about the ups and downs of this so-called great World Cup. So-called.
Great.
I'll say so-called
They keep
because
on
that's what
mentioning
these
the
so-called experts.
Yeah, that's what they were saying. They were
Right.
saying the
We're
greatest.
going to critique. we're
Again,
gonna-
let's put, I don't know about the best one, but one of the better ones.
all
let's
right,
put
one
it
of the better ones. Yeah, I'll agree with that. But again, you can't say the best. All right, let's get to this, another clip that we have. All right, we put together for the 100 show tonight. Whenever guys ready.
You are watching the Staten Island Soccer Report. Yeah.
You are watching the Staten Island Soccer Report. And don't forget, Monday live.
It's me, sound like me, John.
You're watching the Staten Island Soccer Report.
Remember that team?
Yeah.
Every team must have one coach. Must have one coach. Good.
And also, Sean, I'd like to add that as parents and coaches, we should encourage players to watch games on TV. Yes, practice is very important, 3-4 times a week, the game over the weekend.
Right about that.
And to watch games on TV, and basically the coach giving like a tactical plan. Basically, you're playing right midfielder. Look at what the right midfielder does on TV when the team has possession or loses possession. And also to support our local professional teams, because if these players have aspirations of becoming professionals and playing a high-level soccer, they should be able to watch professional soccer players and support the local teams, meaning New York Red Bulls, New York City FC, New York Cosmos, to watch a professional game live, because even though you are watching it on TV, TV cannot show you the whole field.
Andiamo le scale.
San Nicolo, Stadium of San Nicolo. This is from Dario.
Saluta John.
Hey, John.
Ciao.
Rotto.
Ciao, Dario.
Hi, Dario.
Era una giornata calda, ma
Eating a nice panzerotto.
c'è un po' di vento e diventa una giornata di
Butta vento.
capo, sciarpa e cappello. E qui entriamo nello stadio. E andiamo al nostro solito posto.
It's a beautiful stadium. I got to tell you, before we start the show, we were talking about this great game of soccer. We had the Nova Awards last Sunday. Got to thank everybody at CTV, staff. It was a great award ceremony that they had last week at the Staten. The show personally came in second in the sports category, so we're proud of that. I want to thank we got Kenny as always from day one, helping us out to get the show going. Today specifically, we got Pat Brady behind the glass. We got Guy. Also, we got George on camera. So every month we get different people helping out, but again, without them, the show is not on the air. So thank you to everybody at CTV for getting the show rolling, and maybe next year we get the award. All right.
Maybe.
So Frank, coming in, we got Miami coming in, and we got the New York team coming in. So I'm glad it's growing.
Thank
Just
you.
Please. I see you got a shirt on there.
Yes.
What kind of shirt? What is that?
It's well, obviously, I don't know if we get it on screen, but I don't think we can. I'll read it out for you.
Well, just read it, yeah.
It says, "Stand on Soccer Report."
Okay. Coming right into your
Siamo arrivati.
living room.
Beautiful.
Okay, welcome once again to a brand new Staten Island Soccer Report. Coming to you live today from the Studio B, Vincenzo. Studio B.
Studio B,
A little
yeah.
smaller. A special show. We're going to try and cover the MLS Cup, which is tonight. I don't think anybody else is covering the show except for us right here.
Well, anything we're dealing with soccer, Johnny is always there, available.
All right, welcome everyone to a brand new edition of the Staten Island Soccer Report, coming to you live tonight from the studios of CTV. Alongside me tonight, we got Ernest and George. Welcome, gentlemen. A brand new show. All right, welcome everyone to a brand new edition of the Staten Island Soccer Report, coming to you live tonight from the studios of CTV. Alongside me, as always, Brian Dorr.
Welcome, everybody.
Of course, they should win a lot more because you've been there so many times. If you look at how many times they've been to the finals, one of the elite. Yeah. And what happened?
Welcome everyone to a new edition of the Staten Island Soccer Report, coming to you live tonight from the studios of CTV. Alongside me, a very special guest. Well, actually, I won't call her a guest. She might be taking over the spot here as a co-host. So we got Gabriella, a.k.a. the Star. What's going on, Gabriella? How's everything?
Good.
Everything's good. So, you know what? Let's just, I guess, since we have you here tonight, we'll start with what's going on with you and, of course, this beautiful game that we call soccer. Anyway, thank you for watching the Staten Island Soccer Report. We'll see you soon.
Thanks for watching.
More on this on our next show. In a month from now, next live show, we'll have more of a picture of who's going to make it. All right, once again, I want to thank everybody at CTV, everybody behind the glass, Pat, Guy, George, Kenny, Brian LaPure, that's not here, but here in spirit. Frankie, thanks for coming on the show.
All right, always a pleasure.
We'll see you guys next time. Thank you. All right, thank you. That was unfortunately, yeah, for the Facebook viewers, they couldn't see that because it's on the monitor. But that was a little emotional clip there too. That was over the years, you know, the shows that we've done. Thanks to Guy for helping me put that thing together.
Great job, Guy.
So again, let's just get past the 100th theme show thing now, and hopefully, again, good luck to Body and what's going on.
What'd you think of the cream
there.
puffs?
Cream puffs, I was going to get to that. Vincenzo, you just had some dessert, right?
I asked Vito, who made those cream puffs? He says, this lady, Caterina.
Thank you to Caterina, thank you.
Caterina,
Oh, yeah,
mandi la ricetta, come si fanno queste loaf de Monaco. Ce ma fai? Ce ma scrive sopra un libro.
Otherwise, you can put your order in.
E manda la Vito, poi me li mangio io,
How
lui
many do you
scrive,
need?
io mangio.
How many, we sell them by the pound?
Veramente squisiti e mettiamo in
We're
vendita.
talking about cream puffs that Vito's mom made, and she brought them in. He brought them in tonight, and we had them before the show.
Great.
Excellent, great.
Vito, any left over, I'll take them.
Okay, so
That's fine.
now what everybody's been waiting for, all right? The World Cup recap, wrap up. Let's start at the group stage. Actually, knockout
final?
round.
Wanna go?
Knockout round. Let's start right from the beginning of the knockout rounds, okay? Teams that you picked. Well, I think you picked Germany.
I had Germany.
Yeah, he had Germany, but he did say France was going to be in the final. He didn't have France win
Right,
the
so,
final.
okay, all right.
So that was pretty good.
Go ahead, guys.
Hey, close
Yeah, I tell you,
start it
and a
off.
lot of World Cups, which is very difficult to predict. I had
Right.
Croatia in the final. I had them with Belgium. It was almost going to happen. My uncle had the same final with Croatia.
Pretty
winning
close.
it.
You came close.
Yeah, I can't believe how close we were.
yeah.
But I mean, I think people were disappointed that Ronaldo and Messi went out very early.
Well, you know, we could sit here and talk about that for 2 hours. Why they went out early? You know, was it because of the rest of the team? They didn't have quality players around them like they do in their club team.
Exactly.
Right?
Yeah,
We
the
spoke about
supporting. Yeah, the supporting
Supporting
cast.
cast is
Right, I got
really
another
different.
version of it. I have my other thing is, Vincenzo, they played too many games. Did they run out of gas? Messi didn't even look like he wanted to be there. I mean, his body language didn't, I mean, I don't know.
Well, John, remember also Barcelona, other teams, Paris Saint-Germain, they were eliminated towards the end. I could see Real Madrid.
Oh, Barcelona was there. Roma knocked them out in the semifinals, right?
But for them,
But they still played a lot of games.
Yeah. Speaking of Argentina, they parted ways with their coach Sampaoli.
Yeah, we'll get to the coaches in a few minutes. Let's talk about the results and the knockout stage. You know, you talked about stars being out early. There's a couple of factors, I think. You know, a lot of games they fatigue.
For sure.
Right. These
It's
star
possible.
players.
Yeah.
fatigue also, now you have a different environment, and you have different new players, you have to get used to the, it's a combination few.
Look at Argentina, though. They had a struggle just to get in. They had to beat Ecuador the last
Well,
game.
yeah. They
look at
it
them.
seemed like they had problems from the start.
But look at Croatia. They had to go through the playoff, and look how far they went.
Yeah.
They had to beat Greece just to get into the World Cup.
They beat up Greece like Italy against Sweden.
Yeah.
So they beat Greece, and same thing. Once you pass that difficult stage,
Right.
then everything rolls into it.
Kind of relaxed.
I
a little.
think if you're going to say the most disappointed team, probably Germany. I think by many people would.
Well, you would think
probably.
the champion for me is always a champion until they get knocked out.
You know, Vito, FIFA and FIFO in business, right? So Germany
First in, first out.
first
Yeah.
FIFA, right?
Yeah.
And FIFO first in,
First out.
But why? Because if you're playing against South Korea, for me, they get the fair play award because they're already eliminated. Germany needs a victory. You playing,
They played
and
them
at
tough,
the end,
yeah.
when they beat Germany 2-0 for South Korea, for them, that was the World Cup.
That's their World Cup right there.
That's their World Cup.
Yeah, sure.
They
Right.
won.
And that's revenge for them when they in 2002 when Germany beat them in the semis. So that's like kind of a little
So,
sweet for them.
in other words, pretty much every country had their own version of
Yeah.
their World Cup.
Correct.
Their great
Even
game.
Panama, they scored the first goal ever,
Right.
6-1 against England in Panama City.
Right.
For them, it was like they won the World Cup.
Okay, so other than surprises of teams,
I think
stuff.
Poland, Dario had mentioned he expected Poland to go very far. He
Right.
expected them in the quarters against Germany. He
Yeah.
expected them to
So
be a surprise team.
Poland
They didn't
won-
even get out of the first round.
Poland like another another
they-
FIFA.
Yeah. So they laid an egg, pretty much, right?
Yep.
Poland. Anybody else? Disappointment.
Disappointments
Disappointments in the World Cup right now. Then we'll go to.
There's quite a few.
All right. Looks like we might have a caller on.
Hey, that's the first goal.
Caller, you're on the Staten Island Soccer Report.
Go ahead.
Going once. Caller, you're on the Staten Island Soccer Report.
Don't be shy.
Who? Is this I?
Yeah. All right.
Oh,
So,
great. You want pizza?
all right, guy, you're gonna have to cut it. We're gonna
Hey,
continue.
you got the wrong number.
Listen.
Why? What happened? Why aren't they?
I ate both.
Oh, it's
Like,
Felix. It
bring
sounds
it.
like.
Yeah, he's not paying
Sounds like-
attention to
yeah.
the phone. That's, anyway, so other than disappointments,
Yeah. I think
Poland.
Colombia.
Germany, obviously.
Colombia people expected to go further, but Rodriguez, the injury to him,
Hey, Miss
Right, that,
Rodriguez.
of course. Well,
that was probably a big issue there.
Uruguay,
Well, they had a good World Cup.
they had, an
They had a
injury
good-
also with.
Yeah, Cavani. They had a good World Cup.
And the other guy, the troublemaker guy, he was actually pretty good. He was well behaved.
Suarez.
Yeah, right.
No, so
trouble.
I tell you, Johnny,
Right? No trouble from him. No biting
if-
anybody's ears or anything like that.
if Cavani didn't get hurt,
Yeah, it's a different
I
story.
would say Uruguay
Yeah.
would have gone really far.
Well, you're right. They took away some offensive threat when on him there. He scored goals for them.
Yeah.
Right. So that hurt.
He was their catalyst. He carried them.
Also, Oscar Washington Tabares, the coach of Uruguay, when I was listening to the Spanish TV, they said when they had the evening before, they have a meeting in a hotel room or whatever, people pay to listen what the coach had to say.
Okay.
That's a sign
I
of.
think Argentina, Portugal definitely were disappointments because there was high expectations for them.
Portugal, not as much as Argentina.
Spain was another one, John.
Spain, they're not
No,
moving.
but those are aging teams too. Also, you
Yeah.
got to put that into. You have to figure out
Yeah,
why.
I didn't
if you
really-
want to say disappointment,
I didn't expect them to do well anyway. I didn't
Right,
have them.
right. If you wanna
my
say
Final
disappointment-
Four, I had 2 of the 4 in the Final Four. I had
but-
Belgium and Croatia. Not many people had. I had them.
So, all right, we might have a caller again. If it doesn't go through, it's okay. We're just going to
Well,
continue.
Senegal.
Hold on. Let's see. Caller, you're on the line.
Hey, John.
Yes.
It's Tony from New Jersey.
Oh, my uncle.
Hey, Tony. How you doing?
Antonio Lepper.
Ciao,
my uncle.
Vincenzo, John, Vito.
Ciao.
Come
Ciao,
stiamo?
ciao.
Hey, I just want to congratulate you guys on the 100th show.
Thank you. Thank you, Tony.
Great job. Really interesting. You guys covered it all.
We try.
Staten Island soccer to the World Cup, and I really enjoy it. I enjoy the insight. Vincenzo, sei un saggio.
Cerchiamo di fare il meglio.
I was very impressed by Uncle Tony. 6 months ago in the draw, he said, Vito, Croatia's getting to the final.
Yeah, yeah.
Not many people thought that, but
Get
I
lucky
mean,
once in a while.
Yeah, you know what?
That was very good, you
they
know.
have some good players on that team.
They
Why
do.
wouldn't anyone think they're going to do well?
because they had other teams. You know, in the past, you had to go through Germany, you had to go through
Yeah.
Italy, you had to go through, you know, tougher competition.
Well, there was still some good countries,
There
but
was.
again, these so-called these people that call the games and stuff, experts.
They had no clue. A lot of
No.
these analysts
A
on
lot-
ESPN.
I got to tell you.
The World Cup with you know, even with Germany and everybody else getting knocked out, it was
Oh, yeah.
fun.
It was.
Seeing some other teams move
Yeah.
up, you know, through the ranks.
Yeah.
I think Croatia is going to be the future powerhouse with time because you look at their players, they're still
You know,
young.
France is young. France is young.
Yeah.
France is
Fran-
young, and I don't know how much we can really call them a pure team because 14 players with African origin,
Yeah.
3 born in African countries. I mean, I think a piece of the World Cup could have went to Africa with a lot
right.
of, you know, how France built it, which I think I'm not really in favor of that rule. You know,
But
they're the
they're-
only
they're
country that
colony,
does
I
it
mean.
because they can get away with it. But
Yeah.
it'd be nice if they could change
All
it
right,
up. I
Tony,
think
we
it's
got
an
we got
unfair advantage.
we got other phone lines.
All right, guys, take care.
Thank you,
Antonio,
Tony.
grazie.
I enjoyed
Grazie.
watching the show. Take it easy.
Thank you.
Grazie, grazie.
Ciao, ciao.
Yeah, so, I mean, you know, you want to knock some countries, it's okay, but there's a reason why. Aging players, long seasons, those are the reasons why they got knocked out early. I mean, really,
Yeah.
Germany, how much winning have they done?
Of course, you mentioned that before, yeah.
Right, so,
But you know what, John, I got to say, I hope FIFA, for the soccer fans, changes the rules for, you know, this situation with France with 14, you know, African players. I just
yeah, I
think,
don't know if that's
you
going to
know,
happen.
yeah, I know, but they should. I mean, what's fair and what's,
Yeah.
you know what I mean?
Croatia, can they bring back the same team in 4 years? No.
Well,
No.
I'm glad you brought up Croatia
They're not-
because,
they're not young.
well, you got Modric is 32. Maybe he's got one
Done.
more in him.
Yeah.
36 at
Yeah, but see now, when you start bringing 36 into the
36
group, that's when
my
you
age
that's
now.
when you go early
They're
exit.
getting older.
Yeah, but you know what? Depending on how well you keep yourself in shape, look at
Yeah.
Javier Zanetti, who was playing until he was 42,
Let's
43.
be realistic. Let's be realistic. All right, everyone can keep in shape. That's fine. But the game is a young man's game. It's a young man's game.
It's a faster
30 years
game.
old, you're over the hill. Over
Yeah.
the hill in soccer.
They had the
right.
France, well, whatever you want to call them France, they had the second youngest team
So
besides
there you go.
Nigeria.
What was the average on that team?
It had to be 20-something.
Okay,
They were the second youngest.
Mid-20s maybe. Mid-20s.
Something youngest.
So,
But you know what? Croatia still, with Mateo Kovacic, who played for Inter, 24 years old, they do still have some young players. They have Tin Javel, 22. They have, you know, they could be around. You know, I tell you, I think Croatia has got a good Euro Cup in them in 2 years and a good World Cup in them again in Qatar in 4 years.
it's hard to predict these countries winning back-to-back, and Spain did it with the Euros
Yeah.
and the World Cup, but you don't see it
But you know
often.
what?
You don't see it often.
It's surprising that Croatia's been doing well. They don't have a major tournament. They don't have a Euro Cup. They don't have a World Cup. Belgium.
Well, because their players play in Italy and
Remember,
Spain.
Croatia, it's a 4.5 million
yeah,
people.
the second smallest country after Uruguay. The second
So, you know,
smallest.
4.5 million people.
Same size as Staten Island.
Most of their players, they play in Spain, in Germany, most in Italy.
Yeah.
Listen,
Right, so-
it's easy to put together a national team if your players are playing elsewhere.
Scattered all over.
You could play in Italy, Spain, whatever, and then just put a national team together. It's easy to pick.
Well, you know
pick the
what? You
best.
know what was really a good highlight was the fact that Belgium got third place for the first time in their history,
Yeah.
and the fact that Croatia got to the World Cup final for the first time in their history. That was nice.
Belgium's got top-notch players on
Yeah.
that
No,
team.
They do. They do.
Just like
they have
Croatia.
a young team and good players.
Right,
And a big
right.
difference. Young
Yeah.
and good.
Yeah.
You know, another 4 years, put Belgium.
And
on
what's
top
this
of the
thing
list.
Well,
about
that's what I said, yeah.
golden, right? Golden years?
Yeah.
What does that mean? What is golden?
Late in.
Because Fox was all over
Well,
golden.
golden age, you know, you
Golden
have to be,
is on your way out because what's it?
Yeah.
If you
Yeah, the
put
golden
something in the
generation,
oven,
yeah.
you put something in the oven, it gets golden. What's
Yeah,
the
but
next step?
take
It's
them
gonna
out.
get
Hey,
burned.
listen.
Yeah.
to
You're
the-
old,
to
so-
the mancha.
well,
so, you know.
that's true. But I mean, it's it would be nice to see one of these teams emerge.
Yes,
you know,
Tony,
it was
we're gonna
very
do that.
close. I'm glad that, you know, other teams like
Yeah.
Brazil, Germany, Argentina didn't win. But
Yep.
I got to tell you, you look at some of these coaches, like that's why the Argentinian coach is gone, because he didn't bring Icardi.
Right.
Big mistake.
Right.
Belgium, I think Belgium would have gotten to the final if they had brought Nainggolan.
Okay, just let me interrupt one
Very
second.
talented.
We're at 8 o'clock, which means we have 30 minutes left.
Hey,
We're going to cover. We're still going to wrap through the World Cup. We're also going to touch on Ronaldo. That's a huge signing, right? We're going to give our opinions on that towards the end, as soon as we're done with the World Cup. And momentarily, we're probably going to have Jamie and Hector come in from next door.
Hey,
They're
come
going to
in.
give us 2 minutes of their.
John, what do you think about the
World Cup.
Dream 11? I had 2 out of 11. Kaltos won the Golden Glove. I did a contest, and I put my
is
Dream
this?
11.
Players?
The Dream, yeah, the
Oh,
best
Dream.
11.
The
The best
best
11 of the world.
right.
So
Okay.
Kaltos of Belgium.
Yeah. Let's hear.
Trippier of-
Wait, hold on. Let's hear Vito's Dream 11 starting team. Go ahead.
No, this is the one that won.
Right, okay.
I had 2 out of 11.
So you had 2
It's
out
not
of the.
bad.
Yeah, I had-
Whoa, wait
I-
a second. What could
2
you
out
do?
of
What
11,
could you
yeah.
do with 2
I
players
had,
out of
Wait a
11?
minute.
some
One is
people couldn't get
backup
one.
goalie, huh?
Paul
So
Pogba.
who are the players?
I had Paul Pogba and Kaltos. They both made it.
Yeah.
But I had Croatian players. Rakitic didn't make the list. Modric made the list.
Modric.
Well, he-
Modric
he
and
deserves.
Perisic made it, and Harry Kane from England,
Right.
Hazard from Brazil, Edwin Hazard,
Right.
Mambe from France, Lucas Hernandez from France,
Yeah.
Varane of France, Trippier of England, and Mina of Colombia.
Okay.
That's your starting 11.
All right.
That's the best.
That's the best
I
of the
think
best.
number 10 for Belgium, he's going to be the one
Yeah.
that every club is going to look for.
All right, guys, let's move on quickly. Next topic.
Cristiano.
Next segment here. No. We're going to wait for that signing. The World Cup. We spoke about disappointments. Vincenzo.
Yeah,
Which
I was-
teams? Let
Yeah,
Vincenzo.
go on.
Let's get this side of things about impressed. Who impressed the most?
Well,
Not only France. Forget. We know.
John, let me say this. In a soccer game,
Yeah.
right, you don't win first. Usually, the team that wins first place,
Yeah.
okay, doesn't necessarily mean that they are the winner. The winner is
Yeah.
the team that enjoys the most.
Yeah.
Like in this game, Croatia against France. You notice the Croatian, even though they lost, but they were happy they made the final.
Sure.
No other teams that when they lose, they look like they're crying. Croatia, they were like, we're happy.
Right.
We made the final. So I'm happy, not because, you're gonna declare one winner.
Right.
So, but the real winner is the one that enjoys the most.
Well, soccer.
they were,
what they did, Vito.
Right.
Yesterday after the game, what I thought was classy, and I think this only happens in soccer.
Yeah.
The French team giving high fives to Croatia as they're walking up to get their medals.
That's what I'm saying, Johnny. It's sportsmanship,
Right.
and for me,
Right.
okay, somebody's got to lose, right?
Right.
And that moment, it tells you
All
a
right,
lot.
looks like we got a caller. We're going to have to take
was
this
watching
caller
the game-
short.
I was
We got a
watching the
caller
game
on
at
the air.
Play Sports Bar, and I saw a Croatian flag. They were very passionate, John.
Yeah,
I
I'm
watched
telling him.
the Croatian. There was a table of
Yeah,
Croatian.
Kenny, let's cancel the call. We got too much. We got too much. Cancel
Okay,
it.
come in 2 minutes. Go ahead.
Oh yeah, maybe 1 minute, maybe a minute, John.
Give me a
If
minute,
he-
John.
yeah,
Yeah, a couple of.
Quick,
Yeah, a few seconds at least.
go ahead.
Well, if they're having problems with
Call
it.
in.
All right. Anyway, so
Call
yeah.
in, okay. No.
No, anyway, so, Vincent, like I said, when they were walking up, giving high fives, I don't think that happens in any other sport where the second place team gets acknowledged first anyway. And, it was just a classy thing, and I
For
think it,
sportsmanship, John, for me, it's a big thing because it shows you that, you lost, but at the same token, you are a winner.
Yeah.
Did you learn something? If you learn something, next time you're going to do better.
and you're right, that country is just happy, they were so happy
I'm
with
telling
the
you,
way they
Croatia,
played.
But
I
I
was
tell
happy
you,
for
John,
them.
the first 20 minutes, Croatia came out strong.
Oh, yeah, we'll dissect the game. We
but
could
they
dissect it.
couldn't really create. I mean, I have to say, the punishment for Croatia was those 2 calls in the beginning.
Yeah.
Because Griezmann, to me, looked like he was taking lessons from Neymar with that
Yeah,
dive.
listen, let's get into that in a few
After
minutes.
show.
Other than that, Vincenzo, anything else that happened that was positive? Because that's what we're looking for. Positive, during the World Cup.
Well, John,
Positive things.
I have to admit that this, because remember, I told you I'm almost
Yeah.
100 years old, right?
Yeah.
I seen the first World Cup that I remember was 1958.
Okay.
So 58, 62, 66.
Yeah, there's a
And
lot
as
of-
you know, the score was 4-2.
Yes.
4-2. The rest time there was
All
similar
right,
score.
looks like we might have a caller on the line.
66. England.
No?
Go ahead. Go ahead,
We
call.
got a
Come
call?
in.
All right, they might be
There's
having
been
problems.
complaints about
We could
the
just
calls.
cut the calls. We don't need the
That
calls.
means
wanted
there's
to-
something wrong with the phones,
they're
right?
trying to
Yeah, if
get in.
Hector wants to come in for a minute, we could have him come in. We
Fabrizio's trying
need
to
that goal
He
call.
was saying terrible call screen.
Yeah, anyway,
Anyway,
listen.
John, 6 goals.
Yeah.
Last time they scored 6 goals was 1966.
Right.
I remember that game.
Okay.
As channels, I remember in black and white TV.
Brazil?
No, it was England against
I was
Germany,
gonna say England,
4-2. Right? And also, you know, you have to congratulate the French team, even though Vito was saying
Yeah, no.
scattered all over the.
Take nothing
but,
away from
you know,
the French.
if you notice another good positive thing that I saw,
Right.
you know, Henry is the assistant coach of Belgium,
Yeah, yeah.
the forward. When Belgium played France,
Yeah.
I noticed Henry, he was singing the French national anthem.
Sure, of course. And he was
Even though you are playing against.
Well, that's more like
See,
the
this,
job.
that's, John, I love that.
Yeah, yeah.
Because it shows you a game on the
I mean,
side.
the excitement with the World Cup was that there was 10 goals scored in the 90th or plus minute, which was really good.
Wait a
That was
second.
really
let's get Jamie and Hector in here for a
Hey,
minute.
Jamie
If
and
they
Hector,
if they
come
like to
in.
come on, let them.
Carmen's
let's get them
trying to
in
call in
Let me
from Play
tell you,
Sports
Kim
Bar.
for finish.
here. Listen, so again, that was great. What you just mentioned, okay?
Henry, yeah.
Henry with his teammates after the game that he just lost to. I mean,
Yeah.
it's his country, right? So we don't see this in any other sport. Football, basketball, they don't do this.
Yeah.
I mean, you know, so that's positive.
Also, Johnny, Russia,
Yeah.
I noticed the stadium, beautiful
Yeah, yeah.
stadium.
All right, yeah,
Any
right.
seat in the stadium,
Yep.
they show a quick.
Carmen's trying to call in. It says it's not working.
Yeah, we're not taking any more calls. We got too much to go.
Something
We got
wrong
20
with the
minutes
lines.
left. We got 20 minutes left.
Hey, to come in, you have to sing the Italian national anthem sometime.
So,
I've been rusty.
welcome, gentlemen.
Rusty. My sound's a little rusty.
All right, we got Jamie and Hector from
Yes.
from In the Bleachers, gentlemen.
Guys, how are you?
Thank you for coming on.
Thank you.
Thank you so much for inviting
No
us.
problem.
Good to meet you,
Not a
sir.
problem at all. I think Hector, you got your signature goal
Oh,
call.
geez.
Hey, the goal
We gotta
call.
have it. We gotta have it. Hey, where'd you get those?
Golazo!
That's it.
How long do you want me to
Hey,
do
wait, you may say.
Andre Gondor, you are not.
Do you work for Telemundo?
I wish.
Oh my
Andres
God!
Cantor.
I'll put in a few good words for you.
Andres Cantor.
I got to tell you, you know, speaking of Telemundo, they did an excellent job.
Ooh.
Way better than, my opinion again,
Yeah.
Better than Fox.
You mentioned
I mean,
that.
They
really,
also do
really.
better
I
job
just
than
thought they were
TV too.
flat. Look, there's so much excitement in this game, and they bring it out.
Yeah, you told me you were upset about
announcers.
seeing the replays that were showing Maradona.
Fox is showing,
You don't-
they're more interested in showing Maradona in the bleachers drunk
And,
than the game.
I could have done better than that.
I mean, look, no disrespect to anyone.
There's nothing wrong with being a little.
No, nothing, again, no disrespect to that.
Yeah, like,
Right, but again, we're here to watch the game. We don't want to watch a guy that retired 50
And then they
years
showed
ago.
the legend Peter Schmeichel.
Oh, my goodness. Anyhow,
Another thing that they do, also England. A friend of mine was telling me about England that they were a little snobbish too. They think they know everything.
Well-
I think they should have more passion.
yeah, you know what? The
More-
English team did a little
Not
bit
English
better.
team, I'm talking about the announcers.
The announcers.
Oh, well, they
they're
call
very
like,
laid back as well.
Listen, the Spanish announcers, to me, are the best in the business. The best in the business, I think.
Yeah.
And no disrespect to anyone else out there, but again, they bring out the excitement after a goal. Hey, you just heard it right here.
Yeah, exactly, you know.
And in a sport with so little scoring, you need to have that excitement and that charisma and that color from an announcer in order to make the sport more exciting.
Exactly. Excellent.
And you stay glued
Right.
to the channel.
Especially in our country, where the sport is the last on the bottom.
Yeah,
you know?
yeah.
It really
besides,
is.
What is it? It's hockey. Second, wait a minute. Baseball. No,
Football,
football is
football.
first.
Yeah, football, I think, took
Baseball
over.
and hockey.
Right.
Baseball. Wait a minute.
Basketball.
Football, basketball, baseball, and hockey.
and basketball.
And Jamie, you could even throw in tennis and golf ahead of soccer, because
Yeah,
really the
tennis.
networks are carrying those two sports also. So again, we're okay with that. I'm a soccer fan. I'm okay with being on the bottom.
Well, you know
but
what?
again, the announcers.
You know what's coming up? The international International Champions Cup. July 28th in Harrison, New Jersey. Juventus is playing Benfica.
Yeah, those are friendlies.
And then August 7th.
Friendly game, friendly
Yeah,
game.
August, but they're going to be on TV. You
So,
get to
gentlemen,
watch them on ESPN.
any take on this past World Cup? You can take this mic, Jamie.
Go ahead, Jamie, say something.
I've seen bits and pieces of a few matches. Overall, the tournament was good. It definitely wasn't great, but there were a handful of really, really good matches. And it was great to see some new blood in the tournament for once. For example, a team like Iceland, which was a sweetheart of a team at Euros a couple of years ago, made their debut this time, wound up getting a big tie against Argentina, which featured
Messi.
Lionel Messi getting stuffed on a potential go-ahead penalty shot. It was just a real shining moment for the tournament right there, and seeing some of the superstars shine the way that they did. Harry Kane from England was one guy that really caught my eye. Leading scorer for his team. Let's just see how these guys can do in the club circuit. And if I'm not mistaken, I think 2022, when they have it in Qatar, they're going to hold this during fall and winter because it's going to be a winter World Cup because the weather's going to be a little bit more respectable in Qatar. Supposedly, it reaches 100 to maybe 120 degrees during summertime.
That's right. Oh, you're on it, Jamie.
And that field is going to be so wet with sweat. I don't know how they're going to handle that.
Well, you know what? Speaking of the Middle Eastern countries, they did very well this World Cup.
Let's get Hector's take.
You know, I tell you.
Well, no, I'll say this much, and that is that Fox should have done a better job, and I'm glad everybody was featured. All the main players were featured, and all them countries that were Cinderella countries, I wish one of them would have made it. It would have been a better storyline.
Yeah.
And all in all, everybody did what they had to do. They were featured properly. Everybody played great. There were some dumb penalty calls and so on. And the biggest flops in the world. I thought hockey was bad and wrestling was bad, but Jesus. And, you know, these were big flops.
Yeah.
But all in all, it was covered great, and I wish the Cinderella team would have made it. And we're going to see in 2020, and hopefully they'll
2020 will be the Euros.
Yeah, and hopefully they'll use more of their players than buying players.
Right.
You know?
John, can you believe Iran, I don't know what their ranking was, but they almost got to the second round. There were moments.
Right.
If it wasn't for Spain getting that tying goal against Morocco, Iran was in the second round, and Morocco almost sneaked through the second round. And Saudi Arabia beat Egypt in the last game. You know, teams that people gave no shot, they actually gave it their all, and they actually, you know, they fought hard, you know, and that's why in 4 years, for the first time, it's in the Middle East. It's going to be interesting to see if some countries from the Middle East emerge, you know. With this time, they did very
Some
well.
European countries can actually play in the Middle East. We're going to see if that can happen.
That's true. That's a good point.
And hopefully the United States will make it this time.
Exactly. And Italy.
It's interesting that we mention future World Cups because they already awarded 2026 to
USA,
Canada,
Mexico.
United States, Canada, and Mexico. Practically all of North America.
Correct.
Do you see this as a win-win for the countries involved, or did you feel that it was best to have it just a solo host?
Yeah, it's controversial because they're bringing more teams. It's going to be the first time that 48 teams, now it's 32, they're going to expand it to 48, so they felt like this was the best idea to do. I mean, everybody's has their opinions on it.
Attract more people.
Well, Jamie, I'm not sure.
But I think it'll help the countries hosting because they're trying to make a deep run.
Just not sure that a country can handle 48 teams. And that's why they probably just split it up between the three.
So when the main teams, the last two teams, where are they going to play? Are they
Well, the final's going to be in New Jersey.
Yeah,
it's going to be at
in the
MetLife.
Giant Stadium.
So we have the final, which is the most important, like the biggest game. Right. We'll have
Speaking
the
of
important
Mexico, it
games.
was surprising, John. They beat Germany. Everybody's like Mexico in the semis, and then we saw that they beat Germany, and then all of a sudden they beat South Korea, and then Sweden smacked around.
Look, the Mexicans have a good program. They're going to be around. They're always in the World Cup. So hey, look, again, are these players playing too much soccer? Do they fizzle out? Right? These top players. That's what happens. You know, we're all saying that, we're talking about these big plays, Argentina going home, Portugal, Germany. How many games can these guys play all year round?
Well, you said you wanted to see a change.
I want to flip-flop it. Instead of playing the World Cup at the end of a season, play it at the beginning of a season. Use it as their preseason. Give these guys a month off after their long soccer season and all the tournaments that they play.
Well, 4 years will be something new to see it in the winter.
So let
for the
them
first
play
time.
this thing
That's going to be
in late July.
That's going to be really...
Right.
Wouldn't it be better in the middle of the season? Everybody gets warmed
Well,
up.
then you got to shut down again the season like we do here for hockey, basketball, like the All-Star game. But then you're shutting it down for a month. You need a month to play this World Cup. So, hey, look, whatever, you know, we're just here giving our opinions, but again, I would use the World Cup as a preseason. Instead of them playing these games that they play now. No, at the beginning. At the beginning instead of the end.
Right now they're playing at the end.
Right
You're
now,
already
right.
tired, you got
Exactly,
injuries.
exactly.
This at the beginning, John, it's something to consider.
You may have, you're going to have fresher players.
I like-
and that's
I like
gonna,
the idea,
that's
John,
going to
because,
become better games.
Well, you didn't mention about Cristiano Ronaldo going to Juventus.
Well,
but I
we're going to
think
speak
that's a
about
great
that as
move.
soon as we're done wrapping up. We're going to
mean,
we're going to talk about that at the end.
What do you guys think about getting at least one more World Cup in Messi and Ronaldo, because they can do it? Ronaldo's only 33. Messi will be 35 in the next World Cup.
Yep.
And you know what? It all matters on how you keep yourself in shape. And right now, they're still in good shape.
Young people,
Yeah, but even if they come in as subs or they
believe me, 32.
I think, you know what, Vincenzo, there's not too much. The talent pool is very limited. Mambe, you don't got too many. So I think if you get one more out of them, that could be their farewell.
You know what
But
it is? You need TV. You need TV. You need someone to attract them.
Exactly.
You need the star players to attract them.
Yeah, that's the idea.
home
No,
run
because,
derbies,
you know.
You always need someone to
That's
attract.
right, you do.
Like when I go on Jamie's show, I bring the people in. Okay?
You attract the-
think I'm the one that brings the people in.
Guys, I got to tell you, you guys do an excellent job, and Jamie's commitment to that. What are you up to? 500 plus shows at least?
Actually, we're approaching 600.
I'm sorry. See, I lost count.
You got to get them a trophy.
He's got
I don't know,
100
plaque or
things.
something.
600. So that's a major commitment on your part.
Thank you.
So, same thing with Hector.
Yes.
I mean, it's just unbelievable. Again, there might have been a young player in this World Cup that we don't know about that's going to be a star.
Mambe.
Mambe.
Well, there's got to be more than just
He's 19.
one. There has to be. It's
When
gonna
France,
merge, you know?
when France won the World Cup in '98, he wasn't even born yet.
We can't linger on to these Messi,
Can
Ronaldos
you
forever.
believe how much he's making for 19 years old?
Right.
They showed the comparisons. When Kevin Durant was 19, he wasn't making that much
Yeah.
as what Mambe's
That's
making.
because they get taxed more here in the States than they
Yeah.
do in most of the other countries.
Anyway, Johnny, funny thing happened. I was watching the Croatia against Russia,
Yeah.
right? With my son.
Okay.
So we had the facts, and Russia lost. He asked me, he says, "So what happened now?" I said, "Well, Russia will go home." Just wait a minute, they're home already.
Yeah, they don't have to go far. And what about that other story you told me about the goals when you were watching one network and then you went
Oh,
to
this Sunday.
Yeah.
So my son's room, he has a huge, humongous, giant screen TV.
Okay, he's got it.
I have the black and white TV.
Right.
Small version, right? So he goes, "Daddy, watch in my room." Okay, go in his room. We close the door, otherwise the wife, Barbara, close the door. And we put facts. We're watching. I said, "Joseph, the moment anybody scores, we have to go to 47. You announce over there. Andres Conta. So, score a goal. He goes 47. Goal!
Go back to
My
Fox.
son goes, "Is this guy crazy? Sure he has no echo sound or nothing." That's him. 45-second minute.
That's it.
So we go back to Fox, right? So then go, channel 47.
He's still going on.
We're going back and forth.
There were some nice goals in this
That
World
was
Cup, like
great,
the
yeah.
one that Nacho scored against Portugal, with the curve, the effect of that shot.
Yes.
Even the Frenchman, he had one goal like that too. But we didn't see any bicycle kick goals, you know? That was
No, bicycle.
we didn't see any.
Well, Ronaldo exited early, otherwise you would have seen it. 'Cause
Yeah.
he's
No,
good
John,
at that.
remember, the goal you score against Juventus.
Right.
It's going to happen ogni morte di Papa.
So Jamie,
I got a question for you guys,
yes.
and that is this the best World Cup you ever seen?
No.
Or has this, which one has been the best World Cup
Well,
so
this World Cup was going to be the best if it wasn't for the final. I think was a little bit twisted. It looked like a little bit staged. I think it could have been.
It depends on who you speak to
and
also.
especially the way the semifinals were going. I think, Hector, like you mentioned, if Cinderella, if we would have seen Belgium and Croatia in the final, it would have been more entertaining.
Yeah.
Two teams that never got to the final.
Never got
Croatia
to
was
the
the only
final.
one that did it, but I think that took away a little bit. It was going in that direction until things took a spin. But I think it was better than recent ones, but I don't think it was the best. I mean,
No.
1982, 2006, the one with Pele that John mentioned with Brazil was good when Pele was 17.
No, 1970 was one of the better ones. Also, I remember specifically.
86 was a good one.
In 1970,
90.
Hector.
90.
Yeah, Italy 90 was good.
Madison Square Garden. They had
94 in the U.S.
huge giant screen TV.
Brazil won that one.
$10. You can watch all day games.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
$10, huge.
Yeah.
I remember, sold out.
Yeah.
20,
Yeah.
More than 20,000.
So look, I mean, at the end of the day,
70 was good.
we're not taking anything away from France. They really scored. They scored a lot of
And
goals.
hopefully they don't win the World Cup ever again in a lifetime.
Listen, regardless,
They're young
regardless,
team.
Not a guarantee.
that's
John,
not going to
they're a
happen.
young team.
Right,
France is going to be around.
Look, at the end of the day,
But-
it's the sport that wins. Okay, all right. We want the soccer. We want soccer to continue to grow, especially in this country. And 6 goals in the final helps us here, right? Because people turn it off
Yeah,
if they see
that was high scoring.
right 0-0, 1-0. They'll turn it off and walk away. So we got some goal scoring, even though there was an own goal.
Yeah.
You guys, you know what an own goal is, right? I
Yeah.
don't know if some people might
Scoring
not
was
know.
on net by
right.
mistake.
So right.
But you
No,
know what
on
I think,
purpose.
John,
Right.
with all these African players that France has, it's like taking away from a true African country winning the World Cup.
Well, they're
Hopefully-
doing it.
Vito, remember
right.
this.
Right.
Last time, maybe the last 3 or 4 World Cup, the team that wins the World Cup, the next phase,
Yeah.
they get eliminated.
Right.
Yeah,
All right.
that's what we've been seeing. Well, that's been the
Look what
history.
happened.
The
That's
last few
history.
World Cups, because
So,
it's the most difficult sport to repeat in.
Yeah, that's
But I
very hard
think
to
if Africa eventually hosts it down the road, you know what?
They will.
I could
They'll
see,
get it.
I can see. I mean, Pele said Ivory Coast. Maybe.
Yeah.
I could see. Ivory Coast probably. Who's going to be the first African champion? Because right now it's been South America, or Europe. There has not been anybody else. You know.
All right,
it was
gentlemen.
Asian countries getting
5
to the
minutes to
semis.
go
wow,
about.
John,
5
what is
minutes
it?
to go. We're going to touch on a very hot topic. Cristiano Ronaldo moving to Juventus.
Yeah, for 120 million.
Jamie, what's your thoughts on that?
Jamie, Ronaldo.
With the money, is this guy worth all that money?
Oh, boy.
Well, at the club level, yes, but at the worldwide level, that really leaves a lot to be desired.
Good point.
And it's interesting that he would break away from the team that he was with for so long and
10 years.
and chase that, yeah,
won so
for
much.
10 years, and where he won so many UEFA titles just to make his way. Was this a matter of money, or was it really more along the lines of him maybe having a disagreement with his old club?
Right. Well, his coach walked away right after, or
Zidane.
right, Zidane.
And that's why
Quit
France,
also.
Deschamps won, because
Right.
behind his back, Zidane was breathing on his neck.
That's what they say.
If
They
we
were
don't
saying
win the cup,
Hector.
I'm there.
That's what they were saying.
Hector, what's your thoughts on Ronaldo?
I look at it as
say what you got to
I look at it like this. Merchandise-wise, they're going to sell like hotcakes. There's going to be more eyes on there. Is he worth all that money at 33 years old?
34.
34 years old? Depending upon his conditioning and depending on who's on the team next year, and if they're better, that way they can make him look good, then he's worth it. Because he's got experience, he can teach some of these kids a lot of things and so on. So he's worth all that money. But if he's going to go in there like a broken old man that he can't do very much, then he's not worth it at all. All you're having him for is for merchandise only, and just for him to sell.
You know,
That's all.
they're putting the pieces together because with Hector, you brought up that point of what's going to be around them. They're talking about Marcelo, the defender from Madrid, is coming to Juventus also. So they're putting the pieces in place because right now Juventus is chasing the Champions League. They have not won this since 1996.
Right.
That's why they brought Ronaldo here because they know it's like, why did the Lakers get LeBron James? Because eventually they want to win the title, and I think Carmelo Anthony is going to follow him.
Right.
It's just
they may
if
be
you
the
wanna-
Yankees of the past. signing players
Yeah,
maybe
I
in the
mean,
90s.
Well, you could have.
Right?
What was
Right?
the last super team that you had in soccer, if there was one?
Well,
Madrid.
Real
Real
Madrid.
Madrid.
with the title.
Barcelona.
Madrid
yeah,
has
pretty
been,
much.
yeah, they've
John, my
been,
first
Well-
reaction on this, when the first time they made the announcement,
yeah.
most of the Juventus fan, even a regular fan, they were like me. I was like
2 minutes.
cold.
Right,
I
right.
was cold.
Yeah.
I said, wait a
Well,
second.
this is like when you sign a big player. This is like when the
No, they
Rangers.
even get-
This is like when the Rangers signed Gretzky, or
Right,
you know, this
right.
is what when you get that big marquee
Well, let me
player.
let
you
me
know?
answer Tony. He wants my opinion on the Ronaldo deal. I think, again, my opinion with Ronaldo going to Italy is just going to help the Italian Serie A.
Of course.
I think he's going to give right. He's going to sell. He's going to sell jerseys.
I don't know about quality.
All right. He's going to sell tickets. He's going to bring a little bit more respect, I think, to the Italian soccer.
Absolutely, he's the World Player of the Year. So
in my mind, he's the best player in the world.
well, he's the FIFA World Player of the Year. The thing
Right.
is,
So
you haven't had a great player in Serie A since maybe the
Right.
Brazilian Ronaldo. It's been a long
it's
drought.
It's
to
a
get someone
no-brainer, right?
at
It's a
this
no-brainer.
marquee
You
level.
sign this guy. They
Victor,
threw the
right
bank
now,
at
he
him.
has to show. Remember, Italian is different from.
You know, Serie A is more defensive. I understand that.
Defensive.
Well, now with this guy around
Believe
now,
me, Ronaldo.
he scores goals.
Going
He's a
back
goal
to
scorer.
my playing years, is not a. It's hard.
You're right about
to
that.
mark like Pele.
I'm with you on
Ronaldo,
that.
you could do
because,
it.
John, any player who's come to Serie A, they could have dominated, scored 60
Right.
goals somewhere else.
Yep.
They have difficulty when they come to Serie A
I'm
because the
telling you.
league.
Defensive, yeah.
No, because the
is-
tactics.
The tactics,
Listen,
exactly. Well,
coverage and
exactly.
once
You're
again,
right.
that, you know.
You're right.
At the end of the
They
day,
give you
with
the corner.
at the end of the day, Vincenzo, I think soccer wins here.
Yeah, well.
Soccer's winning in Italy because we know that league has been down, right?
Well, you know what
The
Colin
Premier
Coward
League-
said? He said, you know, Ronaldo wanted to take the spotlight away from the World Cup, and also
And he did.
with LeBron James, it was to match the story because LeBron James goes to the Lakers. Now that you get Ronaldo a big
Right,
move, so
right.
kind of competing.
Yeah, for
sports.
me, the World Cup wasn't as big as it wasn't a big splash this year.
But you know what the thing
know,
is, Hector, with NBA right now, it's always Golden State. You know, something's got to give, something's going to change.
Well, eventually, yeah.
I know.
It's a super team. And
It's always
Yeah.
been now the last few years. It's like you don't even want to watch anymore. You know what's going to happen.
All right, guys, I'm getting a signal here. We're
Whoa,
gonna
listen,
wrap up.
you guys tonight. Thank you,
Gentlemen, thank you for coming on. Thank you
so
thank
much
you
for
guys.
inviting us here.
And once again,
Thank
great
you.
job
Always
in the
good to see you.
bleachers.
Here
Thank you for everything. I hope you're watching
Right.
the Bleachers, ladies and gentlemen, and watch my
Yeah.
show, the Home Invaders Variety
Yes.
Show. And don't forget that I am the face of that runs the place, and that's just the show.
John,
That's-
still alive or no?
Yes, we are still live.
No, Gay, I want to say a big get well to Rocco Panesi from Staten Island. I was over his house Sunday, and he told me he's gonna tune in for this special show for Johnny.
Okay.
So Flora Panesi, Rocco Panesi,
right.
keep watching the show.
Real
right,
quickly,
guys.
John, I like the point that, because you guys are baseball fans, do you know that Mike Piazza owns a team in Italy?
Yes, he
Division
does.
3.
Yes,
Yeah,
that's good.
Yeah.
And
that
he
was
lives in
interesting.
Italy.
And Reggiana, you know, was coached by Ancelotti.
Okay. All right, guys, we're going to wrap up the show. Thank you again for watching. Stay tuned for another Staten Island Soccer Report in about 30 days. Thank you.
Hey, Johnny, talk. Everybody listens. Whoa!
Ho dedicato la mia vita ai momenti più felici, ad inseguire un sogno, il mio sogno. Quante volte mi hai deluso, non importa, io ci credo e vivo il mio sogno. Pari grande amore, Bari unica e sola, Bari nel nostro cuore, non ti lasceremo da sola, facci sognare ancora, facci gridare ancora, Bari nel nostro cuore, non ti lasceremo da sola mai. Quante tanti viaggi con gli amici, tanti posti sconosciuti, tutti uniti innamorati di un sogno. Canto sempre con orgoglio.